What's going on, everybody? And today we are back at it again with another video. And just two things before we get started with this video. Number one being, I hope everyone is staying safe. You know, keeping up with your personal hygiene, washing your hands. And if you don't have access to sink and soap, you use sanitizer or rubbing alcohol. And if you're feeling sick, just stay home. You keep your distance with people. Avoid large gatherings. And you know, I hope you guys are praying, especially at a time like this, because he's the ultimate doctor that we can ever have. And number two, I want to give thanks to God and everyone who's watched my videos and subscribed to this channel, because we have now reached 50 subscribers and 2,000 views overall in this channel. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing so you can be part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about relationship goals. Now this is not your typical relationship that you will have with another person. This relationship is about you and God. Now in this video, I'm going to emphasize why having a good relationship with God is really important. Now if you're new to this channel, I just want to say that I like putting my own personal experience with the message of God. I feel like this way I can fully emphasize the point that I'm trying to make because I've experienced it for myself. And hopefully you guys can relate to it too. So I grew up going to a very religious school. This is where I was told to memorize prayers. I was taught birthdays and dates and specific traditions. I was even required to go to church because it was part of homework. And they also check attendance if you go or not. You know, I was young at the time, and I was thinking to myself, is God just a requirement? Is God just like a belief that is going to be graded? Now don't get me wrong, I love all my teachers. Now that I'm older, I understand that they're just doing their part where they have to get my life started in the right path. Plus, it's not just school. You know, it's society and other religious people who makes you feel like you have to be pure or you have to be clean. And there's certain qualifications before you can even come close to God. So you can kind of see why this didn't actually build a relationship between me and God. In fact, this just made me realize that God's standards are just really high. And it's almost like they're asking us to be perfect to even have a really slight relationship with God. And trust me when I say that I'm with you guys when you say it's hard to be perfect, because no one is perfect. I'm here to tell you right now that it's not always about perfection, it's about progression. And just before we get any further, I just want to say that I'm not hating on religion or the church, and I'm definitely not trying to step on anyone. I'm just saying, religion didn't get me to the level of faith that I am now. Religion didn't change my heart. Religion didn't open my eyes. You know, this is when I decided to stop chasing something that's man-made and be in constant pursuit of Jesus Christ. I am now following something that actually matters. You see, it's Jesus Christ who saves. And it's Jesus Christ who saved. It's never something or it's never someone else. You see, it's Jesus Christ who died the death we should have died, so we can live the life we don't deserve to live. This is why I feel like it's important for you guys to hear this, because I know society and religion likes to pretend that everything has to be perfect. Like for example, we all know that God's up here. They make you feel like we have to be up here to even come close to God. But I'm here to tell you that even though you're down here, God is so gracious and merciful that He will meet you there. I can prove this because I used to be down here. You know, in society's eyes and standards, I would have been disqualified. But the beauty of the God we serve is, before you even realize it, you're already accepted. You know, before you even felt His love, you're already loved. Before you saw His mercy, you're already forgiven. Before you recognize His grace, you're already blessed. And if you feel like there's supposed to be someone or something in between you and God, that man should be Jesus Christ. It clearly states in the book of Timothy, verse 5, "For there's one God and one mediator between God and mankind, and that is Jesus Christ." So if you're tired and broken, go to Jesus. If you're anxious, worried, and depressed, go to Jesus. If you're looking for healing and restoration, go to Jesus. If you have nowhere else to go to Jesus. And don't worry about people looking down at you for doing things a little bit different or a bit unusual. Like, I don't know about you guys, but before I used to live my faith by these set of rules. And one of those rules is you're not supposed to write on the Bible. But I'm gonna tell you guys that I did not just write on my Bible, but I've also written it down on my journal. Some of you guys might be saying you're not supposed to do that, or that's a little bit weird or unusual, or that's a little bit much. But when I was living my life or my faith with that rule, I was even scared to open up that Bible because I'm thinking to myself, am I even worthy to open up that Bible? I'm gonna tell you right now that the Bible is your secret weapon. I never realized it before, but once I opened up that Bible, I wasn't even reading the Bible was reading me in my situations. So you're never not worthy to open up that Bible and do whatever it takes to understand the Word of God. Even fasting. Did you know that you can do fasting anytime? You don't have to wait for a specific date or occasion to do fasting. Fasting is done because you're dedicating that time to God. To me, fasting is taking something that gives you pleasure or joy. And whenever you're craving those things, you pray to God and tell Him that you don't need those things to survive. You only need Him to survive. Now, I know those examples are a little bit sarcastic and exaggerated, but my point is, do what you have to do that makes you feel like it's getting you closer to God. Even prayers. I already told you guys that growing up, I used to memorize prayers. But what I found out is, when you pray spontaneously. God hears you more when you pray spontaneously because it's coming from the heart. And 10 times out of 10, He knows exactly what you need before you even tell Him. Don't underestimate the power of prayers. But prayers has to come out from the heart. It has to flow out within you. And before we wrap up this video, I just want to say that He has to be first. You have to put God first. Then you won't just go to church. You'll actually be the church. You will be the living embodiment of the church and what it symbolizes. You won't be intimidated by your priests and your pastors. Because before, when I was a kid growing up, I used to look at them as if they are God. But I'm here to tell you that they are not God. They are just vessels who represent God to guide you and to give you a different perspective of the Word of God. You'll actually open up that Bible for the first time and actually spread the good news of God. You'll engage with your faith and find the right pastor and the right church that you feel like it gets you. This is why I keep saying that I'm not hating on anyone or the church, because I found my church. You know, I'm a big fan of Pastor Mike and Transformation Church. That church is a hot church. It's humble, open, and transparent. But what I want you guys to understand is this will all come naturally to you as soon as you build a good relationship with God. None of this will happen until you let Him in your life. You see, you want to have a relationship with God where you can open up to Him so He can fill up the void that you have in your life. That's why I keep telling you guys, He has to be first. God has to come in first. You know, build a relationship with God and you'll know that you'll be able to count on Him. And someday, He'll be able to count on you. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you find this video helpful, inspiring, and actually motivates you to go and have a relationship with God. Remember to drop a like down below, comment your thoughts, and share this video to everyone that you know. Then again, I hope you guys are staying safe and you remember to keep praying, especially at a time like this, because you know that He won't let you down. So hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you guys in the next one.